Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I am Corey. That is Keisha, and we are His and Herbs, and we're just some small time, soon to be big time gardeners, growing food in the high desert of Southern California. So, y'all, I want to share with y'all a flower that I absolutely have grown to love this year. First year planting them. They are not only are they pretty and colorful, but they the cat ran from the chickens. But they are really hard to kill, in my opinion, even here in the desert. So, as you already know, we're in the desert, so watering can be an issue for us. Okay, some days we water, some days we just don't have a chance to make it out to water. So things dry out a little quicker than what we plan for them to. But this flower has proven to be kind of desert tolerant, desert resistant, right? And I'm gonna show you what that is. Some of you probably already know what this is just by looking at it, but these, if you don't know what they are, these are zinnias, y'all. These are zinnias. This is an orange and a yellow, as you can see, right? But Keisha, what happened was Keisha went and planted zinnias in all of the, not all of them, but I think the planters in the first rows, the first couple of planters in this first row of melons. We had melons growing in all of these planters, right? All those back there, all the way around. So she planted zinnias, and I think these 4 planters, but these 2 melons died off, so they weren't getting water, and I didn't know that she had planted the zinnias in there. So because the plants died, I stopped watering them, so the zinnias didn't get water either. But these 2, man, let me tell you, man, like when it was really hot, obviously the soil would dry out a lot, and it stunted the growth of the zinnias. But when all I had to do was come out and water, they would look like they were dead. They would look like almost like this, almost like, where is it at? Right here, almost like the like borderline looking like these. And I would come out and water, and then the next day they would look like this. They would bounce right back. Like they would look like this if I didn't water them one day. They would look like these, and then I would water it, and then the next day they would look like they do right now. I'm like, yo, these things are so hard to kill. From they're super drought resistant. They are hard to kill if you just from watering. Like you just water a little bit, and they bounce right back. And these are in containers, so imagine how well they'll do in the ground if you've never grown them before. These are just some 2 planters. I don't know how many she actually planted over here, but this is what we got so far, and they are doing fantabulous. They're doing wonderful. They're doing really good in these planters. And she put them up here because, like, she put them up here because the melons that we had planted up here. This is a Georgia rattlesnake, by the way, and we have a little one right there. I don't think it's gonna make it, but I'm gonna let it grow as long as the plant's alive. I'm gonna just let it go, because I want to see how far into the season we can actually let it go before the plant actually dies and all that good stuff. So this is just an experiment. I do not expect to harvest that at all. All right. But when we planted these plants in the fall, these melons in the fall, they didn't flower until, when we planted them in the spring, they didn't flower until like late July, early August. Okay. So I was like, I don't know what's going on. But I take that back. I'm sorry. I keep saying that they didn't flower at all. They did flower. They flowered, but in very, very small quantities. Like 1 or 2 flowers would appear like a week, and they would appear, then they would die, and then a week later I get maybe another set of flowers. So I was getting like very, very few flowers, and then the ones that fruit sets I was able to hand pollinate, they just died off. They would just abort right on the vine. So nothing was happening coming out of Melon Mountain. So what Keisha did was she planted some zinnias because I was like, man, I want the bee activity to already be active on the mountain before the melons start producing fruit. So she planted these zinnias in the containers to attract the pollinators, so that we would already have activity when the melon started producing flowers. You know, it would just be that easy transition. But man, I did not know they would do this. Now, I am trying to also find out about this one here, because the Georgia rattlesnake, the melon is in this plant right here. It's in this planter right here. All right. I don't know how much of a fight that these zinnias are going to put up against this melon plant, because you know melons need a lot of nutrition. They need a lot of food, right? They're heavy feeders. So I don't know if there's enough organic matter in that planter to feed both the zinnias and the melon plant, because I didn't even know, you know, this is a lot of plants, and this is not, you know, they've bloomed and they've died, and more have bloomed, and you can see, let's see, like right here, get out this, my shadow, where is it? Right here, right here, right here. You guys can see they're ready to bloom again. So we have more flowers coming. So this is like a ongoing cycle. They bloom, I guess they bloom, they die, they bloom, they die, stuff like that. So I don't know how it's going to compete with the melon for nutrition. So I got to I'm watching. Look at there. You see a little friend. I don't know how much they're going to compete. So I'm watching to learn, like, if we do this again next year, I'm going to just have to make sure that these planters have more than enough nutrition to, you know, support both the melons and the flowers. So y'all, this is I just wanted to give y'all this, because like I said, this is a very difficult plant to kill from my experience in terms of like lack of watering. Obviously it's getting all the nutrition it needs because it's putting out flower after flower after flower, right? This one does look like it's struggling a little bit, and that's probably because it's in there with the melons. Let me see, make sure, yeah, because it's in there with that melon. This one doesn't look like it's struggling as much. So this is going to be a learning for both you and I, right? But I think the flowers are beautiful. I don't know much about zinnias, so like if they have different colors, I want to definitely grab like this again and to get more, get the yellow, get the orange, and get whatever other colors that they have, just to like fill out the garden and stuff like that. Because I think they're nice looking flowers, and like I said, they're easy to maintain because they don't die if they don't get water. You just water them again and they'll bounce right back. So just wanted to share that with y'all. Hopefully you found this helpful, especially a new gardener not sure about what to plant. If I can grow this in the desert, then I'm sure you can grow this in a temperate environment somewhere in the South, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, all that good stuff. You got to be able to grow them down there pretty well. So yeah, just wanted to show y'all this, and I hope y'all found this information useful. And we will see you guys in the next video. And if you want to keep track of what's going on with us, here's the video right here so that you guys can watch. Enjoy. See y'all in the next video.